An update on the jumbo tank in its entirety that Jim Sutton asked for. I don't know what to say much. It's been pretty stable. Even the problems are the same. All the fish are the same. The Jow catfish, 4 foot, still rules it. The 2 hybrids are still here, Thug, the smaller one, and the old hybrid from Dayton, Ohio. The 2 red tails are here, the big one, rescue from Fort Myers, and the smaller one, rescue from Miami. He's put a lot of size and a lot of mass. I mean, he doubled in the mass, if not tripled. We put on 6 inches or so. I think they're both males from how I try to tell them apart. Pelagonia leerii or micropogon has been doing well. In fact, until this summer I have never seen it being assertive or aggressive, but this summer I witnessed several times it charging at tank mates and pushing them away or even biting them. And given that their dentition is pretty fearsome, the tooth patches contain sharp hooks, long hooks that are bent backwards. So when it bites, it really leaves a deep wound or scratch, abrasion. So that was an interesting surprise. This fish we got from the Shark Aquarium in 2015 at about, I want to say 10 inches or 8 inches. So that makes it about 9-year-old. It's a runt. It should be much bigger for its age. It's probably about 3 feet. It has only 1 pelvic fin on this side. There is no pelvic fin on the other side, on the right hand side, so that tells me it's not a fish with good genetics. The Pacu are as ornery as usual. Coral, the albino Pacu, the rescue from 2015 also, so he's also about 9 years old. He's a piece of work. The female red belly Pacu, our biggest one, and the black Pacu, which is pretty shy. Lucy, the Distichodus lusoso, and Sexy, the Distichodus exfasciatum, they harass the black Pacu often, but they don't touch the red bellies. The red bellies don't let them harass themselves. So in that regard, they're very different in our experience. Black Pacu are shyer. Okay, Indian Shovelnose in the middle. He tries to be the boss or the beta fish in the tank after the Jow, named Zazula. Right now he's sporting a nice bite on its caudal peduncle. He's about 3 feet. Spirata aor, supposedly, but I'm not sure. I don't know how to tell aor from acicularis. And the 2 paroon sharks. But one of them is frighteningly large. Probably twice the weight of the smaller one. The smaller one is probably 3 feet. The bigger one is 3.5, 4 feet. And looks real thick. I mean, they're eating very well. So that completes the roster in this tank. As you remember, the hybrid was suffering badly from thiaminase, from vitamin B1 deficiency, and the red tail too. So those 2 I gave them shots. Thug almost died. I gave him B1 shot as well, or 2. So those I was able to rescue, to save from perishing earlier this year, or late last year, when I found out that I'm having an epidemic of vitamin B1 lack in my tanks due to my oversight, not supplementing their food enough with the B1. Leerii, I was also suffering. I'm pretty sure. He hasn't been eating for about, I think, 6 months or so, until he started again. I'd say about 4 months ago, and he started with a bang. I mean, he was eating more than I've ever seen him eat. And this time I'm supplementing the food with B1 sufficiently, so he's doing well. The marks on the paroon are from the bigger paroon. I think the bigger one is a she, and she shows the male, the smaller one, his place. Although they both are badly stunted, they came as rescues from Gerber's Pets in Dayton, Ohio in 2016. So they've been with us 7 years, and they're already about 1.5 feet, 2 feet, in very poor shape and skinny and stunted. They've spent at Gerber's about 2 years, so that makes them 9-year-old also. Lucy put back on a lot of weight. She looks like a barrel. She can barely turn herself. She turns like like she's rigid. So much fat all over her body, probably the deposits. She's really thick. Sexy's in a much better shape from that respect. He also grew pretty well for a male. A female would be probably about 1/2 foot longer right now, of sex fasciatum. He's definitely a male. He's a smaller physique, smaller size. Alright, there you go, Jim, and everybody.